Hello, Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo. My name is John. I'm the creator of the Fort McMurray Amateur Astronomy Facebook group and the host of What's Up in the Sky. And I wanted to tell you about an absolutely cool astronomical event happening right here in Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo in the middle of November that you can see right from your own backyard, no telescope required. And we're talking about an almost total lunar eclipse. Now, what is a lunar eclipse? Well, we all know a solar eclipse is when the moon passes in between the Earth and the sun, and the shadow of the moon falls across the Earth, and if you're lucky enough to be standing in that shadow, you get to see the moon pass in front of the sun. A lunar eclipse is a little bit different. It's where the Earth passes in between the sun and the moon, and the shadow of the Earth casts itself across the lunar disk. And that's happening right here in Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo on November 18th and 19th. More specifically, the lunar eclipse will begin at 11:02 p.m. on November 18th. It'll reach a maximum of 97% at 2:02 a.m. on November 19th, which is 3 hours after it started. And then it'll come to kind of an end at about 5:03 a.m. on November 19th. So what should you expect? Well, when you start looking up at the full moon on November 18th at 11 o'clock, not much is going to happen at first. Over the next hour, you're going to see the moon's brightness diminish a little bit as what's called the penumbra of the Earth. That's the lightest part of the Earth's shadow, travels into the path of the light being cast onto the moon. What then will happen at just after midnight, around 12:15, 12:30, is the darkest part of the shadow, the umbra of the Earth, will start to move right across the lunar disk. And that's going to cause the moon to not just get dimmer, but actually begin to get blacked out, bit by bit by bit by bit, until about 2:02 a.m. on the 19th, when the shadow of the Earth will almost completely engulf the moon. It'll almost wipe it out, blot it out right from the sky. All you'll see will be this little tiny sliver of light coming off the bottom half of, or the bottom portion of the moon. And then, over the next 2 to 3 hours, you're going to see that shadow move off the disk of the moon, and the moon will return to a bright full moon right before your eyes. It's absolutely worth checking out. It begins on November 18th. It runs through the the morning of November 19th, and it is an amazing event with no telescope required. Just look up at the night sky. So that's what's happening. That's the big event for the month of November. And remember, keep looking up.